Not everyone you have a romantic relationship with qualifies for a long-term commitment. It's okay to let some relationships die prematurely and go your separate ways to prevent avoidable consequences. Breaking up with someone you have been with can be painful, but sometimes it's the best choice. An anonymous author once wrote, "Moving on is not about not loving someone anymore and forgetting them. It's about having the strength to say, I still love you, but you're not worth this pain." Before deciding to go into a long-term relationship with someone, there are essential things you must consider. Otherwise, it may end in frustration, despite your love for that person. Here are the 5 warning signs you're not meant to be together. You don't quarrel at all. Although some people see this as a good sign, it's a red flag in a relationship. It's natural and healthy for partners to have occasional disagreements or conflicts sometimes because you're two individual personalities with unique backgrounds, habits, and lifestyles. However, it's important that these disagreements are handled in a constructive and respectful manner, without resorting to fighting or hostility. The good thing about quarreling is that it enhances bonds and strengthens mutual understanding when well handled. When there are no disagreements in a relationship, someone is probably bottling up resentment. They don't want to speak up because they're probably scared their partner might react negatively. Now the question is this: how long can you continue to keep quiet when your partner offends you? How long can you bottle up that hurt and that anger? You surely won't be happy if you can't speak out and stand up for yourself in a relationship, because your mind will be full of resentment and dissatisfaction. If you can't have a healthy argument with your partner, or you can't stand up for yourself because you're scared of your partner, you're in an unhealthy relationship. Do not consider going into a long-term committed relationship with that person. You will be miserable. 2. Conflicting values. Sometimes when you spend more time with your partner, you may realize in your conversation that you have so many conflicting values. But your mind may rationalize it and sweep it under the carpet, thinking it doesn't matter because you probably think love is all that's important. However, that's a big lie. Values are an essential consideration when it comes to long-term committed relationships. Having many conflicting values with your partner will negatively impact your relationship in the future. For instance, if you have different values about children, family, money spending, the place you want to live, religion, self-improvement, social life, traveling, and a host of others, it can create a lot of stress if you go into a long-term committed relationship with that person. Conflicting values may lead to unending arguments or disagreements. It can also lead to frustration because you disagree on important issues. Please don't get me wrong. You don't have to agree with someone in every aspect to have a successful long-term relationship. Of course, there are differences romantic partners can cope with. However, if you realize you have many conflicting core values that cannot be compromised, going into a long-term relationship with that person is unwise. It may result in a regretful end. 3. One person carries the load. You can only have a healthy relationship when the two parties are willing and determined to make things work. A relationship is unhealthy when only one person makes all the efforts and sacrifices. Suppose you're the only one doing everything to make things work. Your relationship will become a burden. I bet you may be frustrated if things continue like that. So if you notice your partner doesn't lift a finger to support you until you probably force them to do it, that's not the kind of person you should spend the rest of your life with. You don't need to force someone to do what they know is their responsibility. They're probably just not interested. 4. Someone you can't respect. Every great relationship has one thing in common: mutual respect. When you find someone you love and respect, and the person reciprocates the same, that's a potentially great relationship. However, it's a red flag if you can't respect someone because you probably think they don't deserve it. You can't have a successful relationship with someone who doesn't earn your respect. For instance, do you know why some women get mad at you when you advise them to respect their husbands? They marry a man they can't respect, and get irritated when you urge them to respect their husbands to allow peace in their marriage. If you know you can't respect someone, probably because you're more educated, wealthier, or successful than them, Never go into a long-term committed relationship with that person. Whether the person doesn't respect you or you don't respect them, both are red flags in a relationship. 5. You don't fight well. Conflicts and disagreements are all parts of relationships. They can either be healthy or unhealthy, depending on the circumstances. Occasional disagreement is healthy when you can resolve issues together and continue living peacefully again. However, if you realize you're constantly arguing and fighting with someone and can't truly resolve issues together and live peacefully, it's a warning sign you're not meant to be together. In conclusion, you understand, it might hurt to end some relationships and walk away, but that won't compare to the pain of staying with that person forever. Maybe you're afraid because you don't want to be alone, but never allow the fear of being alone keep you in a relationship where you're alone. Sonia Parker said it best. Bad relationships are like bad investments. No matter how much you put into it, you will never get anything out of it. Find someone worth investing in. Thanks for watching.